commitment from the players to their conditioning and their training. It doesn't matter how good the training staff is, it's not going to work.
The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. Offensive rebound. Tolliver uses the glass that time, and it's good. Tolliver's got his first bucket of the night.
You see the defense get caught standing around that time, giving up an easy second chance bucket.
Simply need more of an effort on the boards there, Steve. They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
For Phoenix, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Now here's Bledsoe. Right now averaging 17 points a game. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Phoenix shooting their first free throws of the night right here. The first one falls. Taj Gibson's checked in for Pau Gasol. Tolliver hits them both.
And at the free throw line, it's all about consistency with him. Same routine, same stroke.
Chicago leading. Noah, the pass to Rose. Dishes to Dunleavy. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Dunleavy's got 5.
Heads up play there, guys, on the assist and the finish.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. And it's Bledsoe off the drive.
Players in the NBA always look to compare each other, and one apt comparison that Eric Bledsoe received was mini LeBron. I mean, that's quite a high compliment, but I think it fits him.
The first free throw is good.
Eric Bledsoe is still on the come as a playmaker and shooter, but because of his great physical gifts, he is certainly a rising star in the NBA.
Mirotic is checked in for Noah. Rose kicks to Heinrich. That 3 off the mark. The Suns trailer. Now go to Doris Burke. We had a chance to talk with head coach Jeff Hornacek.
He said that their defensive focus, no surprise, will be trying to keep Derrick Rose out of the lane. He added, you know he's come a long way as an outside shooter, but he's a pick-your-poison type of player. We can't let him get into the paint. Makes sense, Kevin.
And thank you for that, Doris. And Steve Bledsoe, 6'1" with the 6'8" wingspan, blinding athleticism, and he's an aggressive defender.
Yeah, he's a guy who applies a lot of pressure on the ball. He attacks the glass offensively. He's given us some highlight reel blocks, too. I mean, this young guy is explosive.
And out of bounds as the Bulls gain possession. And there before you are the teams that have been absolutely red hot for the last 10 games. Number 1, the Bulls.
It's due to better shot selection lately, Kevin. They're taking their time to make sure the shots they take go in. Really good self-discipline there.
Suns trail by 3. Here is Tolliver. An 11-point game for him in the win against Washington.
And don't forget about the incredible rebounding night for him, too. I mean, just devouring the glass all game long.
Here's Mirotic, and he banks in the layup.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
A platoon swap here for Phoenix. Tony Snell's checked in for Chicago. Brooks comes in for Derrick Rose. Outside T. To the left side wing. Morris dishes to T. Nice D from Brooks.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Dunleavy the pass to Brooks. Snell kicks to Brooks. Now Dunleavy. He's got 5. To the wing right side. Here's Snell. His 3-pointers off the mark. Shot's good by Gibson. Gibson's got his first basket.
They have got to put a body on it, because otherwise, with his agility and athleticism, they're not going to be able to contain him on the offensive glass.
Suns trail by 7. Outside T. Now the dish to Crawford. Takes the 3. Blocked. Here's Morris. Great touch on the 16-footer. Morris has got his first basket of the night. The Bulls have gone 7 of 15 from the field to this point. Here's Brooks. Mirotic dishes to Gibson. Morris with the rebound.
Terrific defense at the rim. They got right in his path.
You know, that's part of what great defenders do. They get not only in your path, but in your head a little bit, too.
It's stolen by Teague. Pass to Warren. Teague against Brooks. And it's slammed in by Teague.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they wanted. The aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
Here's Crawford. And he drains the three, but let's see. They may need to review it. I'm not sure the ball was out of his hand in time. And indeed, they're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
And I know some people are still opposed to using replay in situations where the call doesn't have a direct effect on the outcome of the game. But I think it has to be used if there's a questionable call, no matter what it is.
Now, I understand the argument against it. It does interrupt the flow of the game a little bit, but it's hard to stand by and simply let an incorrect call stand.
And the official call is in. It's ruled a basket. They're overturning the original call after looking at the replay.
And, Kevin, this is exactly why we have this rule. And I think they made a great decision putting the rule in. The main thing is you want to get it right. And they definitely got this one right looking at
the replay. Next Monday night, February 2nd, Nikola Vucevic and the Orlando Magic.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
I was impressed with their transition game, guys. They really got out and ran the lanes.
Yeah, they did. I mean, no better way to get easy buckets than through fast breaks.
Jordan Crawford out there with Teague. Then there's Warren. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Morris in at the center. That's who's out there for Phoenix. 6 to shoot. Teague. Gibson with it. Unloads from 13. Here's Noah. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. Noah's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Bulls. Suns trail by 4. Well, it's funny, Clark. Some people thought that Joakim Noah was considered a bust when drafted by Chicago.
Very premature assessment of that young man. I tell you, you talk about having to eat crow for those who felt that way. Two-time NCAA champion Noah has now rightly become revered as the heartbeat of this scrappy Bulls team, an All-NBA and All-Star, and also an All-NBA defensive player as well. Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
The Suns shooting pretty well at 46% from the floor. Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, no doubt Joakim Noah has absolutely no problem playing the role of the heel, known to provoke opponents and opposing crowds. He says, I like energy. Whether it's positive energy or negative energy, it gets me going. I like playing on the road. I think that hate fuels me to play harder. I loved it from the start. He's getting plenty of fuel from it, guys.
Thank you, Doris. And Noah's certainly not bashful with his emotions on the floor at all. A big group substitution here for Phoenix. Plumlee, he's checked in for Markieff Morris. Tolliver comes in for Morris. Green, he's checked in for Warren. And it's Eric Bledsoe in for Teague. Chicago also making some changes. Pau Gasol is checked in for Gibson. Heinrich comes in for Mirotic. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Brooks.
Right now, they've got that field goal percentage up in the low 50s.
Yeah, they're really starting to put it together offensively, looking to build on this lead.
Rose against Bledsoe. Outside, Green. Can't get it to go. Now Chicago takes it the other way. And this is their first time matched up with the Suns this season.
They picked this team apart the couple of times they squared off with them last year. And on paper, they weren't evenly matched, and on the court, they weren't either.
Crawford against Heinrich, and the pass to Tolliver. The shot from the low post is good. Tolliver's got 6. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Steve talked about last year when they met and how the differences existed between the two, and maybe the same this year too, Clark.
Well, that's the way you would expect it to play out, Kevin, but this is a different season. It's early, and we still can't be really sure if the makeup of these teams is the same as last year, so I think we're going to see something a little different.
I'd love to see them impose their will a little bit more on the backboard. Usually that's a great way to take control of a game.
Well, they haven't been able to do that yet, but it's something they're certainly capable of.
Suns trail by 7. Crawford passes to Bledsoe. Crawford kicks to Plumlee. And he gets the bucket.
Sharp pass to give his teammate the high percentage shot in close.
For Chicago, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field here in the second. Pass to Heinrich. Lets it go with the 3. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Heinrich's got his second bucket tonight.
Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
Phoenix calls timeout. They defeated the Wizards in their last one.
Yeah, in that game, Kevin, they did damage in all sorts of different ways. They were pretty much unstoppable offensively.
Yeah, it was showtime, Steve. They showed off every resource they had at that end of the floor.
Kyle Korver, he's checked in for the Suns. And Chicago also making a switch. Dunleavy's checked in for Tony Snell.
You know, of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is major smash mouth basketball, guys.
Love it. Old school. Just physical play in the paint. Dominate.
And they get it back. Dunleavy kicks to Rose. No good from outside. And the call will be against Joakim Noah. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Suns trail by 6.
Kyle Korver really keeps his defender busy. He's great at running off screens, and that's where he gets a lot of his shots. And even when he doesn't get the ball, he occupies the defense, which is so important for his team.
The Bulls have gone 6 of 10 from the floor here in the second quarter. Heinrich kicks to Rose. Noah in the post. Working on Plumlee, and the wide open shot from Rose. Sinks the triple. Rose has got 9.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
For Phoenix, they've gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Korver kicks to Bledsoe. Here's Plumlee. Chicago grabs the miss. Noah's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
Another rebound gobbled up. They are pounding the boards.
And a big part of the lead, guys, is because of the work they've done on the glass. I mean, they have the lead because they've rebounded well. He just has not been able to get into that groove yet, guys, but as a whole, it hasn't affected them too much.
40 seconds left in the first half. Outside for Gasol. He dishes it to Heinrich. From downtown, it's hauled in by Tolliver. Tolliver's got his 4th rebound in this one.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Green inside the 3-point line, and a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in.
Very effective screen to set up the jumper. That was the key to that play.
Bledsoe against Rose. And they will call over the back on the play.
Well, that's an aggressive play, trying to get that rebound. Maybe a little too aggressive.
And it was totally unnecessary, Steve. He was in no position to get to that ball. He should have just conceded.
The Suns have been excellent at the free throw line here today. A flawless 6 for 6.
And their success rate from the stripe this season, about 77%.
And the second free throw, good. And here is Brooks. A 14-point game for him in the win against the Lakers in Los Angeles.
Perfect inbounds pass and an easy 2 points.
Here's Korver. Shot is off. That'll do it for the first half. Bulls lead by 8. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. I'm here with Derek. And Derek, what are the most important things you've done defensively tonight to help your offensive approach?
Contesting their shots. They're a great three-point shooting team. We're just contesting, getting out and run. That's our favorite thing to do. Get out, run. We got bigs that can run, shooters on the floor, so open the floor up a little bit.
Derek, always explosive in transition. Thank you. Kevin?
Thank you, Doris. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half in the third quarter.